Good afternoon. Welcome to today's class. Today we'll be covering Community of Inquiry. My name is Ishmael McKinney. It is January 14, 2017 at 2 p.m. For those who will be listening later, there are going to be a few sections where I ask you to stop or take some time to think about a few questions possibly. So when you watch this later, just be mindful of different things. First thing I'm going to ask you is to turn off all your electronics. Try to keep them from off your background, TV, cell phone, vibrator, things like that. Block out all your distractions, prepare for our 10 to 15 minute lesson. Typically here I would ask you to do your audio setup wizard, but since this is an asynchronous class today, I'm just going to double check to make sure my voice is being picked up by the microphone, which it is. So after today's lesson, after doing this workshop, students will be able to understand the history and growth of e-learning, gain an understanding of Community of Inquiry, or COI, and its 3 elements, and implement to different indicators of the 3 elements of COI in their online math courses. Before we get to this slide, let me take you to the website to watch a quick video.
What is e-learning? E-learning is, well, it stands for electronic learning, but it's a lot more than just electronic learning. It's using electronic technologies and tools to deliver training to the learners, where they are, when they want it, anytime, anywhere, any place. You'll be using laptop computers, desktop computers, mobile devices such as iPhones or tablets. What e-learning is not is taking existing paper-based resources, dumping them onto a computer and drowning our learners with bad resources. E-learning should be a rich, interactive learning experience which is facilitated by teachers and connects learners from all over the world, all over the country, or all over the region. It doesn't matter on the online environment with e-learning, it doesn't matter where people are. It should be social, so there should be things such as chats where they can talk to each other and learn to get to know each other. And it's a rich, interactive learning experience. E-learning has many faces. There's the traditional, what we'll be used to when we think of e-learning is your automated, self-paced type e-learning. You'll see that a lot if you're doing things like compliance training, your white cards, and that sort of learning material. And then there's the social or facilitated e-learning, where the facilitator will load the content up into the cloud, connect the learners, facilitate discussions, whether it be on mobile devices or computers again, and run it that way. Then there's the blended delivery, which is a mix of online, your traditional classroom, and workplace delivery. So e-learning stands for electronic, engaging, exciting, and it's energizing. But most importantly, it is learning.
Okay, so that video link is going to be in the resources, so feel free to go ahead and rewatch that video if you wanted to, since you guys will be watching this later. But the birth of e-learning, the development of the internet yielded e-learning, an ever-expanding group of learners sharing information. As we said in the video, e-learning is supposed to be a rich, interactive learning experience. It's not just a dumping of information. It's not just somewhere where you go to look things up, take it, and do what you want with it. It's a place where, while you do those different things, you actually sit, analyze, expand on the information as well. The best thing about e-learning, it connects the world, really eliminates distance and time zones of learners and allows them to really just learn in a really cohesive setting. The way you do that is through a community of inquiry, and this is a framework by which teachers and students interact among 3 elements: social presence, cognitive presence, and teaching presence. Social presence is the ability for students to both recognize and communicate within their educational environment. So this is where students are doing different things like working in groups together. They're understanding what the lesson is, understanding first the most basic thing, what class they're in. Things just as simple as that. It's just a way for students to really sit and understand where they are, why they're there, and what they're expected to take from it for the day. And it's not just them themselves, but them as a group as well. Cognitive presence, from the practical inquiry model, there are 4 phases used to structure a course allowing learners to develop meaning and confirm understanding. Here in this presence, there are the 4 different phases. Exploration, well, it starts with triggering, then it's exploration, then it's the conclusions, and then resolutions. Here is where you really develop the model. We always want to be mindful as educators, especially as those designing curriculums, of the backwards model design. So you want to start with the end goal in mind. So you want to start with things that are going to grab their attention, make them want to get involved and dig deep into it, allow them to integrate and create and do different things with the knowledge and come to their own conclusions. And lastly, you want to summarize and use resolutions as a way to kind of assess the way that students are receiving the lesson. Lastly is the teaching presence, the need for an architect or designer to lead the social and cognitive processes for the learning to be productive. Here, as I said, with the backwards design goal in mind, you want to be sure that you're creating lessons that allow the previous 2 presents to really grow and flourish and be obvious. And here you're going to focus on, like I said, instructional design and the curriculum, the organizing of the course, and even just the different things you want them to use throughout the lesson, whether it's manipulatives in class. Here we're focusing on digital learning. So I'm going to talk about a little bit of different technologies in class as well. So integration. My specialty is online math. The face you see on the little board here is typically the face that I get from my students in class. So when you talk to them about the idea of learning online, that's definitely the face you're going to get. But the key to this, and as far as the community of inquiry, is allowing students to use technology to enhance their learning and further understand topics. There are a number of different things online. For some reason the website link isn't working, but there's a great tool called Dexmos that we use with students in regards to plotting linear equations. It's a board for them to see what the equations look like, the different slopes and axes that the equations might cross, and just the way they look, so that when you start to teach them about different changes as far as when you manipulate the problem different ways, how that affects the problem. So it's just a way for them to really go on their own and investigate how these different phase changes that we talk about in class with them in regards to adding and subtracting and changing of variables, how that influences the graphs. So I would like you to pause this video and send me an email to a website that you would use in your math class that typically you would use in your math class that has like an interesting way of allowing the students to really get hands-on with their math. So to really sum things up, the community of inquiry, the 3 elements, the social presence, cognitive presence, and teaching presence, are essential in developing and enriching successful educational experience. As you can see here from the Venn diagram of sorts, social presence, cognitive presence, and teacher presence, while they intersect each other, like teaching and social, or cognitive and teaching, social and cognitive, how they intersect each other. In the middle, they all intersect, because when you put all 3 presences together and you really keep them in mind, that's how you create the most holistic and enriching and successful educational experience for your students and yourself. So as an assessment, I want you to pause the video and try matching up the different presences with their category of indicators. So take some time, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and pause the video. Great, now that you're back, here is the correct matching. So cognitive, triggering, exploration, integration, resolution, then different indicators, sense of puzzlement, information exchange, connecting ideas, application, social presence, effective expression, self-projection, expression, emotion, open communication, trust-free, risk-free climate, group cohesion, collaboration, and interactivity, teaching presence, design and organization, setting curriculum activities, facilitating discourse, shaping constructive exchange, direct instruction, focusing and resolving issues. So as we end the lesson, I want you guys to take some time to reflect on the pilot discussion phase choose an indicator category for each of the 3 elements and discuss implementing them into your class. Particularly for me, it would be math. So if I was to pick the information exchange, or we were doing something with system of equations, I would have the students break into groups, and each group will be responsible for doing something similar to how we're doing here, coming up with a PowerPoint to help teach the other students in the class different ways of solving an equation. That would also be another example of group cohesion, them working in collaboration and interactively with each other. And that's also a way for the teaching presence of facilitating discourse and helping them create a constructive way of exchanging information with each other. So it's not just always me as the instructor doing the teaching. Again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to email me. Also, make sure you guys complete those discussion responses by Tuesday at midnight. Then I would like you guys to respond to somebody by Saturday. Thanks again for your time. I hope that this is very informative, and I look forward to speaking with you guys later.